Hey, it's Cabel McElderry, the profitable personal trainer, and I just stopped by my studio today for a quick workout, and I had a couple things in mind that I've decided I wanted to kind of make a video or two and share with you. So I've had a number of new coaching clients come on board recently, and a handful of them are really struggling. Trainers that have been in the industry for a while, and for whatever reason haven't been able to make ends meet, and are really in dire need of some rapid growth. And this is something that kind of strikes a nerve with me because over the years that I've been in the fitness industry, there was 3 separate times I was on the verge of major failure. In fact, I was so convinced that there was no way I was going to make it in this industry. Much like these individuals, I was thinking about getting a job, and in 3 different times I actually did get a different job, and had seriously considered leaving fitness altogether. So I managed to stick it out, and I've been fortunate and had some things work out well for me. So every time I hear these stories, I feel very compelled to try to help if I can. So today I wanted to teach you something in terms of if I was in dire need, starting all over again, or in a vicious hole where I thought I couldn't get out of, what is the top #1 thing that I would do to get myself going again? Now, when I was a solo trainer, before I had my studio, I worked within another health club in a subcontract situation. So I was actually very fortunate and had a very small percentage of revenue share with that facility. And I know that can vary greatly from flat amounts to amount per session and so on and so forth. So I'm going to talk to you about what I would do if I worked in a commercial health club and how I would get busy. And even at the end of this video, I'll quickly share that if you don't work in a commercial health club, what would be the next best thing to leverage a similar situation. So what we know about the industry, first off, is that peak times are typically 5 a.m. on through to 10 a.m. and again typically from 4 p.m. till 8 p.m. So if I was in dire need of clients, I would make sure that I was in the gym during those peak times. I'd probably be there from 5:30 on until 8 o'clock in the morning, and again from 4:30 until 7 for sure. Now, one of the things that trainers don't understand when we're getting going is it's basic supply and demand. You have a lot more supply, there's not a lot of demand because people don't know you, they might not know, like, and trust you, and you don't have a lot of credibility in your community. So you first need to increase your own perceived value. Now, one thing I'll often say to new trainers is the trainer that gets the busiest, the fastest is the one that's going to win. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean getting paid. Now, here's how this works. We're going to talk about giving away your services for free and why, in all actuality, nothing is ever free, and it's really the deferred payment plan that can work extremely well for you. So first off, I'd be in the gym from 5:30 till 8 a.m. I'd be talking to as many people as possible, and I'd be offering to help people out with their workouts. Quite simply because most people go to the gym and they stay the same month after month after month. Okay, so they're not getting a lot of great success. In fact, if we could probably all agree that if we went to a public gym right at this very minute and there was 10 men training in that gym, probably 6 or 8 of them are going to be doing bench press. Unfortunately, in life, we spend most of our time here making the pecs one of the most contractured muscles of our body. So it's not that they couldn't use to be stronger, but for most people, working those upper back stabilizers is going to improve posture, sometimes eliminate headaches. Most good trainers know this. A lot of people working out in gyms don't. So imagine if we just went around in the morning sharing that one tip with all the different male people that were typically doing a lot of front plane activities, or even men and women alike. We immediately translate some value to them that is going to potentially get them better results in the gym. We could spend anywhere from 5 minutes to their whole workout with them offering our services. Not only is that person going to be appreciative, but you're getting an initial chance in a very non-confrontational environment, and that they're not going to necessarily look upon as a sales environment because you're just giving them real value in an effort to build a relationship. And that relationship is going to be one of the biggest factors in terms of getting them to be a new client. At the end of that session, what I would do is I would take my business card, and on the back of my business card, I would write free assessment, free personalized training session, no obligation whatsoever. Okay? And I would give this to every single client that I helped during those peak times in the morning and the evening. And in fact, I would go a step further and say, you know what, I would really love to have you take advantage. There's absolutely no obligation or expectation whatsoever. You've seen that I've been able to help you a little bit today. Imagine what we can do if I do a proper assessment and give you a few more exercises. I'm sure I can make your training better. Most people, it's probably going to be a no-brainer. It just kind of makes sense. So you should be trying to book that assessment appointment for the days that follow. Basically, as you're volunteering your time during those peak times, your objective is to book at least one assessment for the next day. So you can quickly see how we could easily have 5 assessments every single week just by volunteering a few hours of our time, which ultimately becomes 5 consultations or 5 sales appointments or 20 sales appointments potentially per month, since I'm only going to think of Monday through Friday, because I don't know about you, but I don't like to work weekends. Now, the person with the worst closing ratio should probably end up with 2 clients if they could do 20 appointments per month, which for most trainers, if we simply do a little bit more math here and think that the North American average for personal training is about $1 a minute or $60 an hour, and the average client signs up for 2 to 3 days a week, so we will assume in this case 3 at $360, even after 1 month, the worst salesperson in the world could potentially be adding $760 a month worth of reoccurring revenue. So that's just how easy that this could occur. So now let me ask you something. Most people still are apprehensive about giving their services away for free, but if we rerun through this math just really quickly and think that clients do sign up for an average of 3 times a week or $360 a month, which we know now works backwards to about $60 per hour. If we take that same 12 appointments, okay, and we add to it 3 hours for a total of 15 hours, which is basically the free time that you talk to them during the peak time, plus the assessment, okay, and the free workout. So this is 3 extra hours that you're going to work to invest in that person. If we divide the same $360 now by 15 or even 16 hours for easy numbers, it works out to a wage of $40 an hour, less whatever you pay for a revenue share for the gym. So imagine if you just repeated that process over and over and over again. How many people could you help or talk to during the peak 2 hours at the gym? I suspect easily you could talk to 5 to 10 different people per day, allowing you to book at least 1 assessment. So you could see how this could quickly help you establish yourself in the personal training industry. So I know there's going to be a few of you that watch this video that just are thinking, you know what, that's great, and that actually makes sense, and I would really like to use that. The problem is that I don't work in a public gym, or I don't have access to a public gym, or the revenue share is just too high. The alternative to this would be to get out into your community and start to talk to businesses and see if you could offer free lunch and learns. The same thing, educate, educate, educate. Use your skills to benefit other people. As Zig Ziglar said, if you help enough people get what they want, you will get what you want. In a lunch and learn, make sure you're very informative. Use things that are genuinely going to give people a real takeaway that they can apply right now and see a difference. Your only objective in those lunch and learns, a little different than just setting the assessments, is actually to make sure that you get as many email addresses as possible so you can continue to communicate with these people and make sure they know, like, and trust you. Alternatively, and additionally, trying to book the assessments also. The lunch and learns may take a little bit more work simply because you're going to have to do some legwork to find companies, but getting in a room full of 6 to 10 people for 1 hour can be just as effective as spending 2 or 4 or 6 hours in the gym doing that free work as well. So this would be the #1 strategy if I was really hurting or I was just getting it going in the industry that I would use to quickly build my clientele. If you're checking out this video on YouTube, below the video you're going to find a link to my blog, profitablepersonaltrainer.com. Tons more information there like this to help you grow your personal training business. Hopefully that was helpful. I'm Cabel. I'll talk to you soon.